Praise 96.5 WMGY, Montgomery's inspiration station, and home of the Community Connection with Keshia Bates.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Community Connection. I am your host, Keshia Bates, Community Relations Coordinator at Praise 96.5 Radio. Today, I will be talking to the beautiful Miss Candy Capel from Montgomery Counts. Good morning, Miss Capel.
Good morning, Keshia. Thank you so much for having me. We really appreciate it.
Great. So let's go ahead and get started. Can you explain to my listeners what the census is and what it does for the people?
Absolutely. The 2020 census is basically a population count. It occurs by law every 10 years. So the last one, of course, was 2010. And what we do in 2020 is we update those population numbers, and then we turn around and use those population numbers to determine federal allocations and congressional seats. That's the most basic explanation of what the census is, but it means so much to communities in so many ways.
What exactly does the census do for the community?
These 2020 census will activate our federal allocations beginning in 2021 and for the next 10 years. So it's important to know that there is no do-over with the census. What the numbers are when we are through by September 30th, that's what they'll be. And so those numbers will be used to divide up federal allocations among the states. And those allocations are used to support critical programs in our community, like pre-K and Head Start, as well as healthcare, things like Medicaid Part B and Medicare Part B and Medicaid. Also, it's support for our parks and our libraries, after-school programs, Pell Grants for high school seniors who are looking to go on to college, and maintenance of our roads and bridges. So it touches us in every way. Even if you're not interested in pre-K funds, certainly you travel every day. You want to make sure that the roads and bridges that you're on are very safe. So that's how the federal allocations are decided. The other critical piece of it is that it's also the way that our congressional districts are determined. After the 2010 census, Alabama was already losing population. And so we knew going into the 2020 census that if our numbers did not show what we needed them to show, we are in imminent danger of losing one congressional seat. So we only have 7 districts at this time. At one time, Alabama had 10 congressional districts, but because of population numbers, we've lost those seats over the years. And now we could be in peril of losing another seat. So I don't want to see us lose any of our congressional representatives, whether that's Congresswoman Terry Sewell, who does such an excellent job for us, or any of our representatives. We just can't afford to do that right now. We need every strong voice possible in Washington representing Alabama. And so the financial piece, as well as the congressional piece, those are the 2 critical pieces of the 2020 census. And that's why it's so important to respond before the deadline.
Now, with you having a deadline, explain to my listeners the very importance and painlessness of this process.
Well, it's important, again, for all the reasons we've just talked about. Unfortunately, our deadline was shortened. We had, the Census Bureau, that is, and others in Congress had applied for an extension of that deadline, and they were hoping that Congress would act on that. At the last moment, the federal administration decided they were not going to push for that, and Congress has not acted. So instead of October 31st, we now only have until September 30th to complete the census. That being said, it's a really, really simple process. It's only 10 questions. It takes you anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how many people are in your household. No financial information is requested. No social security numbers are used. And for the first time, you can complete it online. So visiting my2020census.gov is a simple way to complete the census. As I said, it will take you 5 to 10 minutes. If you still have the paper questionnaire, or if you received another one recently, go ahead and fill that out. It's already postage paid, so complete it and drop it in the mailbox. Visit Census Central in the Eastdale Mall. We actually have a census store set up every weekday afternoon between 1 and 5 So you can sit down right there and we can put in the information for you, or you can type in your own census responses, and or you can telephone us. You can always call City Hall, ask for the census office, and you will be connected with me. If I don't pick up right away, leave a message and I'll be happy to call you back and assist you with your census. So there are all of these ways to complete the census. It's a painless process. I promise you, 5 to 10 minutes. If you're the only person in your household, it will literally take you 3 minutes. If you have maybe 4 or 5 people in your household, give yourself up to about 10 minutes to complete it. But the information is always the same. These are basic household questions. How many in your household, names of those in your household, ages of those in your household, and race of those in your household. And that's basically it. People are so surprised when they complete it because they did not realize it was going to be so simple.
I recently completed mine via the mail, and it is very simple. I need my listeners to understand that this is very important because this depends on the funding that you will receive for your neighborhood or town. Now, do the census takers still come door to door?
They are. We do have census enumerators out going door to door right now. And these are backup efforts in order to ensure that those who have not yet self-responded do respond to the census. So you should be aware that you could receive a knock on the door. They will never come in your house. COVID-19 precautions are being taken. So they will wear a mask. They will have a badge with their name and Census Bureau on it. They will have a bag with Census Bureau on it. So you should check for all of those items. Help the census enumerators respond with you to the 2020 census. And again, a reminder, they will never ask you for financial information or for Social Security numbers. If someone comes to your door and doesn't have the proper identification or ask those types of questions, shut your door and you can call MPD if you need assistance. But just know that there are census workers out right now. Again, make sure that they have their identification with them. And then if you haven't already self-responded, please work with them. They will not step into the house. They'll remain at the front door. Take your responses right there at the door and you'll be finished.
Great information. And I need you once again to reiterate that website and information they can go to online if they decide to do it that way.
Absolutely. Online is the fastest and easiest way to do it. And you can visit my2020census.gov. That's my2020, the numbers, census.gov. And it will lead you through the process, give you all of the cues that you need. You will go right through the questions, and in 5 to 10 minutes, you'll be through. My2020census.gov is the online address.
We appreciate you so much here at Praise 96.5. Again, that was Miss Candy Capel from Montgomery Counts. And this has been another edition of Community Connection with Keshia Bates, Community Relations Coordinator. And we will talk to you next time.
Thank you for joining us for the Community Connection with Keshia Bates on Praise 96.5 WMGY. If you have a topic or event that's impacting our community, email us at praise965events@gmail.com or call and leave a voicemail at 334-544-1389. That's 334-544-1389. Be blessed and have a wonderful day.